The Camry is Toyota's second highest selling model worldwide after the Corolla. It sells in 110 countries. We first saw this car at the Auto Expo and now it's here, ready for launch. The 7th generation of the Toyota Camry. What's different this time from Toyota is the global strategy for this new 7th generation. The Camry will be more utilitarian, compact and sporty for the US with fully spec'd and basic variants. But Asia now gets only a swanky, large, luxury saloon, essentially the car that you see here with me. My first impression when I saw this car at the Auto Expo was, hang on a second, every new generation is supposed to get sportier and sexier than the previous car. So what has Toyota gone and done with this one? Also because I thought that the previous generation, the 6th gen, was actually really aggressive and sporty and sexy looking. It's only now that I've spent a little bit of time here that I have started to change my opinion a little bit, and I think that it's actually a very smart thing that Toyota has done. What they've tried to do is to go for a sedan that gives you instantly a sense of being a little ostentatious and luxurious, and definitely spacious as well. And then if you look closely, you do see that there are certain lines, the little plateau that rises out of the hood, the sharp, smart lines around the side, especially the way the bumper and the fender have been flattened to enhance aerodynamics as well. Very smartly done. Now the chrome that you see surrounding the fog light, that is part of standard equipment, but there are certain personalization options, customization if you want to call it that are being provided for the first time on the Camry as well. And so what you see here is a lot of chrome up front, which brings about that whole ostentatious look. But this little chrome garnish here and a few other elements that I'll talk you through, those are optional, while the rest of what you see, it's also a very aerodynamic and sporty bumper. So some of those bits are, I think, what work for the Camry because they make it look contemporary, even though the overall design and shape is one that throws back a little bit to the 90s. You also see these side visors here, not part of standard equipment, and of course a nice, fairly smart yet conservative alloy pattern. Coming on to the back, now the back of the Camry is always something that looked really heavy in the past, most of the previous generations, but in this one, even though it is a nice heavy sort of a rear, it doesn't give you that impression straight off. The tail light cluster, I think, is working really well here in terms of the white car, but otherwise, you know what, it's got a certain kind of a look which makes it look like it's been sort of slapped on, something that may not work for too many people. Again, you see the extra chrome that's been thrown in here, also here on the bumper. That's part of that whole optional package. And finally, rounding things off, you also have an optional camera for reversing that can be added on. That is not part of standard equipment. They're calling it the new era sedan, where era breaks up to emotional appeal and rational basics. So the car is tailored to meet the needs of the buyer in this segment and nothing else. Under the hood is this generous 2.5-litre VVTi motor, which is marginally bigger in displacement from the outgoing Camry's 2.4-litre. The auto transmission also adds a gear compared to the last Camry's 5-speed. It's quite evident that with this new generation, Toyota is really focusing on comfort and luxury. And you know what? Even with the drive and the ride feel, that's exactly what you're getting. You're going to see that people will like the ride comfort, passenger comfort, especially the way the car just glides over the roads, good suspension settings for India. I think that is something people will appreciate. Now, when it comes to performance and handling though, that's where things get a little bit soft because it's not exhilarating. However, the 2.5-litre engine is adequate. The new gearbox though is a definite improvement. The 6-speed, definite improvement over the old one. It's more responsive, it's mated better to the engine, and so it does sort of seem smoother in its performance too. But yeah, I think that's going to be the little bit of a downside, that for anybody who wants a little bit of extra punch, perhaps then this is not the car for them. However, in terms of space, comfort, ride comfort, you're going to get it all. Handling could have been a little bit more precise too, I think. Okay, so maybe now I'm just being a little harsh. This is just a first impression, remember, and to be fair, I haven't had the chance to get this baby out on the highway either. I'll tell you this though, the new engine is very refined, as is the gearbox. And even though handling is a bit soft, the car has good onboard features like ABS and EBD to keep things in check. Oh, and I have to say this though, everything the Toyota engineers have done to increase cabin quietness has worked. It's remarkably low on NVH. Impressive. That only adds to the comfort factor that I've been going on about. Hang on, I'm going to go on about it some more now. The interiors of the new Camry are cavernous. That's intentional from Toyota. They've increased not just legroom but also headroom, and you really get a sense of a lot of space. The seat, really comfortable at the back too, nice seat angle, pretty good and plump as well in terms of the seat bottom. Big armrest that pops down as well. You got AC vents, and the overall trim and feel is a very comfortable one. And I have to say that that's something that will appeal to a lot of Indian buyers. There are seat adjustment buttons provided on the side of the front passenger seat, so if you're in the back, you can now make more room for yourself without disturbing the driver or having to get out and adjust that front seat. Nice. The sense you get from all this is similar to what I said when I first drove the Škoda Superb. Great quality materials, decent power, fantastic comfort levels, and so what is meant to be a C-Class competitor looks more of an E-Class rival. In fact, it is a little sad really that in India we club the Superb, Sonata, Camry of course, Accord, Passat and Tiana with the BMW 3 Series, Audi A4 and Mercedes-Benz C-Class. The Germans are definitely more compact, sporty and performance oriented, while the aforementioned cars are all about space, luxury and a little pampering. Throw in the gadgets that the newer cars like that Camry now have, which includes Bluetooth and iPod connectivity, and you can see that the Camry has really got it down now. The launch is on the 24th of August and I expect premium pricing for the single variant to stay around 22 to 24 lakh rupees. More variants would follow, but only in 2013.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.